Hello there, welcome to Monkey John Collective. Comic Con season is nearly upon us for 2017, so it's time to get cracking here at Monkey John HQ and get a ton of blasters painted ready for everyone. So here we have a huge box of stripped down blaster shells. These are Rebelle 5x5s, I've got 10 of them in here. We're going to get sanding. We've got the electric sander, we've got some sanding blocks, some softer sanding blocks for doing the contours, and a dust mask. I'm going to be doing this inside today, into the shower cubicle. Keep the dust nice and enclosed and easy to wash down afterwards. Here goes. Just sanding off these Rebelle logos on the handles. We'll do it on the shells as well. We'll give everything a good rub down so we've got all the plastic nice and roughed up, ready for priming. So here we have two exact same halves of shell here. One's been prepared and one's still stock. So as you can see, we've kind of taken the logos off this one. So what we've done, we came in with the electric sander, which has quite a rough grit paper on it. So we use that to take off the logos and all this kind of raised information here, and that gets it down nice and rough, and then quickly over the shell with the rough sandpaper, and then go on to the kind of thick sanding block. This is a finer grit than the electric sander, and we get right in about this to make sure we get all this black paint off, and this leaves it a bit rough, and then we come in finally with the more flexible sanding block, and this is quite a fine grit, and just finishes it off and gives you such a nice silky smooth finish here. Gets rid of all the paint, taking care to get in right in against all these edges where the hammer goes, and around the front here where the barrel will eventually sit, and this gives us a perfect finish to start painting on. So I'm going to get the rest of these done. I'm not kidding you, this is going to take hours and hours of work over a couple of nights to get all these sanded and prepared. So what we'll do, once I get a batch done and filled up, we'll give them a good wash and then get them out to dry, ready for the priming. That's a couple of shells finished. We're in the shower now, and it's shower time. These have had a good wash and a good scrub in the shower now. They've kind of shaken them off dry, dabbed them dry, and they're now on the radiator for overnight to dry off. Next step, we'll be getting them upstairs into the spray booth and getting them primed. So here we are here, we've got a little portable spray booth in the Monkey John HQ here, where we use for doing all our indoor spray painting. This has a kind of mesh at the back, filter, and then it vents out the window, out the back there, so we can safely use spray cans in the house. Obviously the weather's not always good for doing it outside, so this works out a treat. It means we can get a lot of work done at any time. It's really good. So here we go. These blasters have already started, so what we'll do, get them in, just a nice gentle coat. We'll switch them round, kind of move them round and build up nice layers of just kind of grey primer we're using on this, kind of automotive grey primer. We'll build this up until these are ready to go. So here we go, switch the fan on. And we'll just so yeah, it's all about nice thin coats and build up a nice layer so we get no drips. We've got a nice smooth finish ready for painting. So here we are back in the spray paint, just about to start adding some colour to these. What we're using for this is I'm going to be using my airbrush. This is a kind of dark red acrylic paint. I have it mixed slightly with a bit of water just to thin it down, just to make it go through the airbrush nice and easy. And again, what we're going to do several kind of light coats of this and build up the colour and build up the layers and give it a nice, even, smooth finish. It really looks excellent. We've got some of the shells done down here. This is dark red. These blasters are going to be a kind of Deadpool theme. They're going to be. So we're doing this a dark red, and we're going to do some details in black and white and some kind of decal designs and stuff on them. So here we go, we're just going to, with the airbrush, yeah, just kind of nice thin coat. We'll let that dry. I sometimes speed this along. I've got a hairdryer here. We'll give this, because of the acrylic paints, there's not too many toxic fumes off them, and it's just straight into the spray booth anyway. So we'll speed these along with a bit of hairdrying and dry them off, and then we build it up. I generally go with about 4, 5, 6, sometimes 6 layers with the acrylic paint through the airbrush, and get a nice deep colour and a nice good smooth finish. So here we are for the next part. We're going to be doing a base coat on the kind of moving parts of the blaster. So we've got the kind of cylinder here, the tack rail, obviously this thing's going to be sliding on and off, the sling point, and also the kind of hammer and the trigger. So what we're going to do with these, we're going to hit these up with a black vinyl dye, just to keep the kind of level of the paint down, the kind of the paint build up. So keep that as low as possible, because these are kind of moving parts and we don't want them scraping and scratching as much. So these have obviously been prepared like the shells have. They've had a good sand and a good wash to roughen them up and take off anything, take off the kind of glossy coat. So we're going to hit this with a couple of light layers of black vinyl dye to get a nice base coat, and we'll probably do a bit of dry brushing. I might give them a quick coat of a kind of metallic acrylic paint that I have, which just gives it the black instead of a kind of matte, just gives it a kind of slightly metallic finish, and it also adds to a bit of texture to the dry brushing. It's good, makes them look good. So we'll hit these with the black vinyl dye. So I've got these on a wee turntable here, so we can get all angles. So the turrets are quite difficult. Once I've kind of given the outside a coat, I try and spray down inside the turret as well, just so you get the nice black, even black look going through it, because obviously they kind of look straight on down the turret and you can see the different colour, so it's good to kind of get a good covering down there so it looks nice and neat when it's finished. But yeah, so take a couple of light layers, we'll build up the colour, and we also, what I'll do is I'll do by hand, I'll do the hammer and trigger, just so we don't get loads of paint around the plunger tube or anything, and keep that nice and clean. Okay, I'll get back to you once we've finished this. So here we are at next stage. We've got some base colours done on these shells. This one's the kind of dark red for the Deadpool. This is the kind of acrylic paint we did through the airbrush there. That ended up having 5 coats, I think. Each coat kind of dried in between, and then another builds up a really solid colour around the whole thing. The thing is, the acrylic paint's a wee bit rough when it sprays on. So what we have to do before we do any detailing is we give it a clear coat as well. I've got one here done, which we've already clear coated. You can kind of see the shine on that. This gives it a nice smooth finish, so we can do kind of finer details ready for. And I've got some wee decals here. So I've got a Deadpool decal. This is going to be on here. I've got this one as well. So what we'll do, we're going to paint in some paint in a bit of background for these. I've got a kind of metallic white. It's essentially kind of silver, but it's a very white, kind of pearl coloured silver. They call it metallic white. I like to use that, it gives a nice base coat. I've done some here on this blaster. So this was a kind of foresty, Christmassy green colour with the acrylic paint, and then that's been clear coated. Well, we did the detailing with the metallic white. And this is going to have a kind of decal sticker going onto it as well. This is a Rogue from X-Men. This is a commission I've been asked to do. I want to do an X-Men Rogue style blaster. So these are going to go on here. I've got some handle for this one. Got the handle in yellow with the X-Men logo on it as well. That's already done. So these are going to look nice when they're finished. So what we do is we get the detailing done next. Bits of detailing done with the acrylic and the clear coat. Get all the decal detailing, any hand painted details going on as well, and then we'll give them another clear coat to finish off, and we'll start assembling the blasters with the other bits. I've got for the Deadpool ones, we're going to have the black cylinder and black tack rail and things. They're still drying now, and we'll get them dry brushed and getting. So next we'll get back to you when we're starting to put these together. So here we are, next step for these. This is the kind of the cylinder and the tack rail and stuff for the pistol blasters. These are the kind of moving parts. We did that in the black vinyl dye, and then we fit them up with a bit of metallic black acrylic. I don't know if you can see that in the light there. It's almost a kind of matte black, but then it's got flecks of sparkle through it to give it a kind of metallic effect. It's good and really nice paint. I use it on a lot of blasters. So we're going to do this bit of dry brushing to get a bit of detail into these. So bit of silver paint on tissue. I like to use these kind of painter's brushes. They're cheap, get them in big packs. So a little bit of paint on the brush and brush it out so it's dry, closing the name, dry brushing. We don't want loads of paint on the brush, we just want a kind of thin coating of paint up in the bristles, which we then use to kind of bring out highlights on the edges. We just bring this back and forth across the top. This takes a bit of time. Best way to do this is just do it nice and slow, build it up. You just go back and forth across the edges. So anywhere where there's going to kind of ridge and an edge, brush against it, back and forth, and then you'll get a thin coating of paint on the edge, and it just brings out a nice highlight on it. It gives them a nice metallic effect. So I'll do these for all the parts here on these blasters that are getting the black bits painted on them. It just gives them a nice look. And I'll get back to you when we get the rest of it and put them together. So here we are, finally finished. I thought I'd cut this video a wee bit short. I know it's been dragging on a wee bit, so I've skipped the assembling the blasters part and just cut straight to the finish here. So here we are. This is about 2 weeks later from when I actually started this video. It's been taking a while to get all these made, but here we go. We have unlucky 13 blasters all painted here. So I've got 10 of these were Rebelle 5x5s, the zebra striped ones, and I've got 3, these were Super Soaker Han Solo blasters. I've got 3 of them on the go as well. I'll start off here. These ones are Spider-Man, so these are the more kind of basic ones. They've just got the kind of coloured shell, and I've left the barrels and tack rail and everything not painted. These 2 here are kind of Doctor Who Gallifrey Time Lord theme. So we've got the kind of Gallifrey time seals here and things, but these are fully painted apart from the orange tip, which I always leave on. So we've got the barrel here. I don't know if you can see, these are kind of dry brushed with a bit of copper and then a bit of silver and a bit of gold in there as well. I've also weathered, this was a brass paint, a brass acrylic. I've kind of weathered this with a bit of silver as well around some of the edges, and also the tack rail is also brushed with copper, and the hammer and the trigger and the sling point as well. These ones, the Deadpool here, again, these are fully painted. So we've got the turret painted and everything else. Yeah, these were done in black and then dry brushed with a bit of silver. Then the base is just the kind of dark red, just, yeah, kind of giving it a Deadpool theme. One of these is actually a commission for one of my fellow brothers now, Britnerfers, along with this one. This is Rogue from X-Men. This was a specially requested one. So we've gone with a classic X-Men logo on the handle and a couple of Rogue logos on there. These are actually done, the silver paint you can see there is actually glow-in-the-dark paint as well, so these actually glow in the dark when they're finished. It's really good. Here we've got the Stormtrooper again. I've made a few of these in the past. These are a good seller. These are good blasters. I use one of these. I do a competition sometimes when I'm at Comic Cons. I have a huge tub of Nerf darts, and people pay £1 to have a guess at how many darts are in the tub, and this is the prize that I generally do, just because everybody likes Star Wars, don't they? Well, I do anyway. Another Deadpool there. I've got another Superman here. I had some of these I've done before. Again, this is just a kind of more basic paint job, just with the shell really painted. This is a kind of metallic paint on the handle. It's called Metallic Sapphire, and then just a dark red with the kind of Superman logo on there. These, if you've seen one, I did a separate video on this blaster before because I really loved it. These are the Nerf Super Soakers, DL44 Han Solo blasters from Star Wars. So we've got a nice kind of wood effect on the handle here, and then a kind of copper on the scope, and the rest of it's kind of detailed in silver. But yeah, this yep, so we've got all these blasters. This took me a good few weeks to do. It was a lot of work involved, pretty much every spare minute I've had for the last couple of weeks. So here you go. This is what you can accomplish. So next video will probably come from the Comic Con, where I'll have all these set up on my table. I'll do a separate video for that, how we took the Comic Con day. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. This has been a great video to do. I really loved this. Stay tuned for more. Please hit the like and subscribe. And check us out on Facebook as well. There's a lot of stuff goes up on Facebook. If you check us out there, Monkeytron Collective, that would be brilliant. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.